Hello, today would be generating a synthetic data set, specifically a healthcare data set on Python. We will do that using Python, and the coding environment would be Google Colab. There are several others, but we're choosing Google Colab today. Um, I'm going to take off just because this interaction happened on Google Meet. I'll be taking off some interactions that were long and just leave some specific ones. So, guys, let's get right onto it. I hope you enjoy it.
So
Okay.
you go to Google Collaboratory, like I said, and then this comes out. And you click on Google Colab, and you see this. Colab is a hosted Jupyter notebook, this, that requires no setup, like I said, to use and provide free access to computing resources, including GPUs and TPUs. Colab is especially well suited to machine learning, data science, and education. So what do? We open Colab, okay? When we open Colab, something like this comes up. So something like this comes up. It tells you about Gemini, the AI aspect of it. And then welcome to Colab, tells you a lot of things. Take your time and read it, please. And then welcome to Colab, getting started, data science, machine learning, and this and that. So you go to File, and to start, you do what? You open new notebook. Okay. So this is a new notebook on Colab. So we're creating a data set. So first of all, like I said last week, what you do first of all, remember that we voted on the platform that is the healthcare data set that we would be using. So we label it healthcare data set. And then enter. So what do? I said when you hover on Colab, you will see two aspects, code and text. Code and text, code and text. So which means that you can write notes while you're coding. So it's important to write notes while you're coding because it helps to explain what you're doing. If another person is reading your code, they are able to understand what your code is about. So we start with a text, okay? And then our text would say, it will explain what our code for today is about, okay? So we said that is a data set, is a healthcare data set. So we'll just start by explaining what the healthcare data set is and what it's about. So we'll just write, double click. I double click to be able to have access. While you are writing here, it's showing you the results on the right hand side. So we say this notebook creates a healthcare data set for people attending a clinic. I'll just write a clinic during the COVID period, COVID pandemic. Okay. You click on another place and it covers. So the next one, we can start coding. So I talked about libraries and I said that libraries are, they are like the tools that we need to work on Python. You can't work on Python alone. If you import libraries on Python, they make working with Python easier. But if you do not, then you have to write very complex codes. But if you bring in libraries, it's like going to the library to borrow a book for your research. So if you bring in libraries on Python, these libraries are going to help you with the codes that you're writing, make them shorter and simpler. All you need is to call on those libraries and then refer to them in whatever you're doing. And I said there are three important libraries that we usually that you can use for what the exercise that we are doing, depending on your exercise. After this post, I'm going to be sharing some libraries and what they can do. So please try and engage on it, because I'm going to be sharing it and we're going to be interacting on it. So the libraries that we need for this particular exercise would be numpy. So we import it. You import numpy as np. Another one is pandas. So when you want to write text on your code cell, so this is a code cell. When you want to write text on it, you use the hash. So we import libraries here. So that is a sentence. You don't want to write it as a code, okay? So you just write it with a hash, because if you don't write it as a hash, it's going to assume that you're writing a code and it's not going to come out fine. So let me show you what happens when you do not put it as a hash and is a sentence. So let's run it and see what happens. So you see, it's giving us a syntax error, is an invalid syntax. So Python does not understand what you're saying. You're making a sentence and that sentence is not a code. So if you're making a sentence, simply put hash at the back and then we run it again. Good.
Sorry,
So
ma'am.
we run. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, please. You are recording the class, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because my network has been poor. I've been coming in and going, so
Okay, you might want to
just
drop
wanted
off
to.
and just refresh your network and come back on
I've done
if you
that three
can.
times actually.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So guys, so you import the numpy as np. You've seen what happened when I changed it from a sentence form to a code form, because Python doesn't understand it, so it didn't work. So another library that we need to import is pandas. So import pandas as pd. Pandas helps us to work with tables and spreadsheets. So it helps organize our data into tables and spreadsheets. If you don't have pandas, your data set or your output is going to be scattered all over the place, but pandas helps you to arrange them. That's the way I can explain it for you to understand it. So after a pandas, another thing is that because we are creating a healthcare data set, we want to be as random as possible. We do not want to be biased in what we are creating. We want the numbers to be scattered. We want them to be random. We don't want to predict anything. We don't want to assume anything. So we'll import a library called random. Random. It randomizes numbers for us, randomizes ranges, whatever it is that we want to do. So at this point, I'll take the first set of questions, guys. We talked about the Obete Hospital and we said we're going to use OGB, right? So we'll just use OGB as the initials. And because our N is 3, we want to create 300 unique identifiers. Okay, guys. And then we want to match the numbers and the letters, the initials OGB. So another thing we're going to talk about on the platform will be the use of brackets. There are brackets, square brackets, and other types of brackets, which we're going to, the round ones, which we're going to talk about extensively when we start Python. So now we're going to create the hospital ID, and we need to create a list of that hospital ID. So because we need to create a list, what brackets can you guess that should be the outermost bracket, the most common, like the general bracket that we should use to create the list?
A square
The
bracket.
square bracket.
Perfect.
The square
Thank you
bracket.
guys. Thank you guys for listening. So we use the square bracket first of all, okay? You want to create one string, which is a letters and numbers combined together to create the unique identifier for every patient. So the letter is what? OG, and the number, which we're going to create by adding every data point, adding 1 to every data point, okay? Because the first OG will be OG1. The second one is OG1 plus 1, which is OG2. So this is the OG and the number. Otherwise, we cannot have them as one. Okay. So we are doing this for every I, which is every data point in range 300. That's what we just did. Your questions now. Let's print it so we can appreciate it. Print hospital ID. Can we see? So the next one we are doing is to create 6 age groups. So we'll create age groups. I want to use this age group. So I'm creating it from, what's the life expectancy?
75.
Okay, let's do 75. So create age group from 0 to 75. Okay. So we'll just say age groups. Can someone tell me what this why am I using the underscore?
Ma, it's actually a way to a type of variable in Python, more like the snake style, because if you give space, Python will see it as an error.
Thank you. So if I give space now, the age and the group will be different, and it's going to run an error because it won't recognize any of them. First of all, is that it will look like there's a text on the code box, on the code cell. Secondly, there will be nothing to justify why the age is there, even if the group is referring to, even if the equal sign is referring to the group. So I will try it and let you guys see what I mean. Okay. So now I want to create a list of age groups. What bracket am I using?
Square
Square
bracket.
bracket.
Perfect. So I'm using the square bracket. So we've mapped out our age groups, and then we're now going to get age bands, which is what we'll use for our data set. So our age bands, we'll just randomize our choices, okay, guys? So we'll just randomize our choices. So what library am I using here?
I think the imports random.
Perfect. So I'm using the random library.
Seven.
Perfect. So what percentage should we assign to each of them?
Is to do 100 divided by 7 now, so that we'll know the percentage that we assign to
Okay.
them, so that everything will be over 100.
Okay, so what do you get when you do 100 over 7?
Let me do that.
Okay.
But I wouldn't you make some like to be higher or something?
Some are definitely gonna be higher.
Okay.
We just want to know the average, then we now choose the group to give the higher percentage.
Okay.
14.3 approximately.
14.3 approximately.
Okay, so 0.1, 0.143, 0.143. So we can do 0.1 for this one. We can do for 0 to 17, we can do 0.1. Then for 18 to 25, we can do 0.2, 0.1, 0.1. How many is remaining? 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.26. Let me print it and let's see. Print age band. Let me remove this S so it won't confuse me. So what has happened? Let's see the error. Name random. Can you see N on this code? Can you see where we use N here, referring to N?
Okay,
Yes.
because
And
we assigned
Yes,
a
ma'am.
number. So, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. We did not assign the number. So where is the right place to assign it? In the place where we are defining our age bands, right? So we'll just assign our variable. We'll put a comma and we just assign our variable to what? To N. And then we print again. I'm printing. Okay, that's it. Okay.
Okay, I have a
Next question.
question. So now,
Okay.
this is assume we want to do patient weights. How do we now
Mm-hmm.
differentiate commands when we are trying to bring in, just like the way we have age groups, patient weight, patient name, things like that. Maybe we don't want to call it patient weight, we want to call it just weight. How do we now differentiate it when we are writing this kind of command? Let's assume we want to, write everything together. Where
Yeah.
we have F, we bring in patient name, we write it, we run age, we write it, we run the weight, we write it. So how do we differentiate it in this kind of code using
Okay,
that
so let
same?
me help you. Let me help you. For instance, we want to write weight equal to random choices. So that's what you're saying.
Exactly, yes.
So what's gonna happen is that your weight is different, is a variable. It's going to be on the other side of the equal sign, and your definition and all everything you're going to assign to it will be on the other side. So this weight does not affect it in any way. You can still use weight here. Let me copy and show you what I mean. Interesting. Create weights in kilograms. Patient weights. Let's just use 2 weight ranges.
But the other way, yes, ma'am.
Weight equals, you will use 0 to 0 to 50 kg and 50 to 100 kg, right? And then we just use patient weights, or let me even say patient weights here so that the weights will be on the same. Patient weights and then weight. So random choices for our patient's weights equal to weights. So we now have 2 ranges. So we can do 0.5 and 0.5 or 0.6 and 0.4, whatever k equal to n. So it doesn't affect anything. It's on the other side of the bracket, so it's not going to do anything. So we print. Are you okay?
Okay.
So let's create sex. The next one would be all right. So so
Sorry,
we're
the font
doing
is tiny. The font is really too tiny. Maybe it has been a little.
the what is tiny now. Okay. All right. Let me increase it. No problems. Okay. So that's it here. Okay. Now I'm deleting this because we don't need it. Yeah. So create sex, male and female, and we're going to use random choices. Random choices. And then we use the general bracket. Okay, so string, using the string, we enter female and then male, which are the only two sexes that we're using. And then we assign, so is a list, male and lists. And then we assign weights to them. What weights should we assign to them?
Maybe 50 and let's say
50,
40 and 60.
40 and 60. Who are we giving 40?
The
Me or
female.
no.
Okay, 0.4. Okay, that's fine. What are we supposed to do here, guys, from what we did the last time?
Okay. If you reach able to echo something like that.
Perfect. That's it. And then we print sex. Print sex. There we go. We're going to generate annual household. So in the Obete clinic, so family income will do income. I don't know why this thing is suggesting funny this thing. Okay, I think this one is suggesting is correct, Sha. But let me just write my own. So now, what are we going to use? We want to generate numbers. People that were here last week, what are we going to use instead of random dot choices? So this MP, what does it stand for?
Numpy.
Good. Perfect. So random dot, what are we using here instead of choices? Because I talked about types of data set. I talked about strings. I talked about floats. What other data variables type did I talk about?
Integers.
Perfect. So to generate integers, you use random integers, okay? Random. And what is our range? 1,000 to 100 million or 100,000. Oh, okay. Let me leave it at 100,000. Or should I make it 100 million? Because Obaita is not supposed to be that poor. Okay. 100 million, and then we include our M there. So let's print and see what it generates for us. Family income. So let's print family income. Perfect. So it has printed it for us. These are the different income levels. Other people seem to be rich people. Okay. So we want to define, let's say that these people came within the last 6 months. So we are generating a 6-month-old data set. Okay. We're generating a 6-month-old data set, and the 6-month-old data set. Give me a start date and an end date, guys. Start date.